While shifting focus to other stories, the US President Donald Trump's decision to deploy 2 nuclear-powered submarines in what he calls appropriate areas from where they can potentially target Russia is a fairly unprecedented development, reminiscent of course, the Cold War era. While many say that this is essentially posturing, since both Russia and the US, along with its NATO allies, never really stopped underwater nuclear ballistic missile submarine patrols. Now, of course, how does Trump's statement put the spotlight back on nuclear submarines, once the bedrock of the defenses of the US and, of course, the Soviet Union? Let's in fact listen into what Donald Trump had to say.
Well, we had to do that. We just have to be careful. And a threat was made, and we didn't think it was appropriate, so I have to be very careful. So I do that on the basis of safety for our people. A threat was made by a former president of Russia, and we're going to protect our people.
Well, joining me right now on the telecast is my colleague Vishnu Shom, who joins us with more details on this. Vishnu, of course, my first question to you is that, what submarines will the US potentially deploy?
Well, I should say right up off the top, America already deploys submarines. So do their NATO allies, which is why this is possibly bluster, because no country, neither Russia nor NATO as a bloc, have actually ceased deploying ballistic missile submarines. But if you are talking about the Americans, what you see on your screen, the Ohio class is their primary ballistic missile submarines, a whopping 19,000 odd tons. There are 14 in service. It deploys up to 20 Trident submarine launched ballistic missiles with a range of up to 12,000 kilometers. Each one has a multiple independent re-entry warhead. So each missile has several mini missiles, in a sense, or bomblets, which are all nuclear. So that's a very, very formidable sort of weapon system. It remains to be seen if this is what Trump was talking about. But it's equally possible that America is moving in more fast attack submarines, because these are armed with cruise missiles, which America could use. The Virginia class, there are 24 in service. It fires the Tomahawk cruise missile. There's also the Seawolf class submarine. There are only 3 which have been built. They are smaller inside. They are somewhat smaller inside, somewhat larger in size, but they are very, very capable. So if you go to the next page, which is the Seawolf class submarine, then that is absolutely something which is critical to America's interests. Those could be deployed because they also fire Tomahawk cruise missiles. Now, as far as the Russians are concerned, and I guess that's the next part of your question, which we are looking at. The Russians have got the Bore class ballistic missile submarine, and this becomes important. Why? It becomes important because if the US deploys, then Russia would counter deploy. This is their frontline new submarine ballistic missile, 24,000 tons. There are 8 in service. It fires 16 submarine launched ballistic missile. Each one has also got a multiple independent re-entry warhead. There's also the Delta IV class, which is about 18,000 tons. They've got 6 in service. So those are a couple of the important submarines. That's the Delta IV of the Russians, which we are talking about.